Hey everybody, it's Workshop Wednesday. What is up, my Planet Coaster friends? Johnny5 Alive here. We are back with another episode of Workshop Wednesday. And today our featured creator for this Wednesday is MuFu Tee. And we're going to be looking at some Star Wars stuff, some post-apocalyptic stuff, some fantasy and Nordic stuff, and some Egyptian and Roman stuff. So quite a bit of stuff to go over in this episode. So be sure to stay tuned and let's check it out. All right, so let's jump right into it. MuFuTee is another Planet Coaster master builder, and let's take a quick look at his workshop. Bam, there it is, MuFuTee. 282 followers. Come follow him. He does some amazing stuff. We got 4 pages of stuff here: Egyptian, Roman, some fantasy, some Star Wars, some post-apocalyptic, some post-apocalyptic, mostly Fallout inspired, and then some other cool placeable coasters, which I will likely be featuring soon. There it is. Come follow him. Does some amazing work, guys. MuFuTee was the creator of the Fallout contest park that I reviewed a while back. You can find it in my park spotlights column on my homepage of this channel. Go check it out. He did an amazing Fallout recreation park. So you will see some of those assets gone into that park in this episode. So I have everything laid out here. So we're just going to go through it one by one. All right, first up is the medieval villa, pizza and ice cream shop. Bam. Very beautiful design, nice structure. Now, I do notice some flickering issues and people were complaining that I bring it up too much. So I'm just going to stop bringing it up. If you guys see it, judge it for yourself. And, yeah, fix it yourself. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So, the building structure is absolutely phenomenal. I really love this. It has the perfect medieval feel with the stucco and the boards all around the side. Vines growing down. Nice little window tops up top. Little balconies. So much detail gone into this. How many pieces is this blueprint? Almost 1,200. Very nice indeed. So the pizza shop's crammed in the side here. And we got the Cosmic Cow ice cream over here. Very nice. Next up is the medieval farm large house deco. So we got a little rancher thingy over here. I guess it's like a barn, storage room. Very cool indeed. And then we have the house. Oh, this is the barn. Derp. Wow. Lots of details in here. There's luggage. Very cool. Now, if I could give a bit of feedback, is to put some of those little piglets over here. There's little piglets in this game. That would be cool. Got a clothesline here for washing your clothes. A little well. Really nice stuff. Really cozy. You know, I see a lot of Nordic stuff on the workshop, and then the medieval stuff, and then you have Dr. Papadodu stuff. There's enough things between all these people's creations that we've seen on Workshop Wednesday to create a whole fantasy park. Like a really good one that varies itself from the standard stuff that you see in the Planet Coaster default game. So really good stuff here. Advanced medieval. This is the medieval blacksmith house. Now this has a really cool design to it. I love this like undulated building popping out the side here all the way around. Looks really awesome. Nice little walkway coming through here. Very cool. Can you go inside of it? I don't think so. Here's the forge outside. Very Skyrim-esque feeling. Love it. Really well done. Next up is the steampunk flying coffee trader and landing point. So we got this sort of Zeppelin blimp style thing, and it's a coffee shop. And it's all steampunk themed. I think it's supposed to be placed into the side of a mountain, and then it's supposed to have a water pool underneath it. Hence why there's a spouting water wheel. Very neat. Very different design than what we're used to seeing. Very creative. Next up is the Nordic hat shops, and it looks very reminiscent to some of the Nordic stuff we've seen from Uthris, and I can't remember the other person that we've seen it from. I can't really remember. Maybe it was Scylla? I'm not sure. but nonetheless, everybody seems to be following a nice a pattern. Everybody seems to have a rule book of some sort, a style guide when it comes to building Nordic blueprints, and they're all very matching. So I'm sure if you went into the Steam Workshop and just typed in Nordic, you will find a lot of matching stuff to go along with this. A little bare on the inside. Could use a little bit of love in here, I think. The outside is fantastic, though. Great stuff. This here is a Stargate. It's a ride skin for the Hellion. Oh, let's try this out, guys. I didn't realize that. What is the Hellion? Helion? Hellion? So it's supposed to be this guy. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't place it very well, did I? I guess you want to try and line up the circle. Something like that. That's really cool. Neat ride skin. So Stargate, that's from Star Trek. Right? I don't know. Okay, guys, we're moving on to Star Wars. Oh, the first one is R2-D2. Beep, 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 bop, bop. Very cool. Looks exactly like R2-D2. Very nice. Next is sort of like a scene set. I didn't set it up properly. There's supposed to be water along here. This is where, what is it? Star Wars episode 2, or episode, what would it be? Episode 5? Where Luke goes to do his Jedi training and becomes a Jedi? Or is that 4? I don't remember. I think it was 5. Anyways, this is the crash site where he came down and met Yoda, and Yoda's in here. This little hut. And there's supposed to be water. There's screenshots, so the links will be down in the description to his workshop. If you come over here, you can look at his screenshots and try and recreate it yourself. Nonetheless, it's a really cool little set. Probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the episode, but last week we did a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff, and the reason I picked MuFu Tees because people kept on asking, like, are these blueprints? Are these, like, can I get these online? Because we did, like, Battle for Hoth, and we did all sorts of different stuff. Well, this is the creator that made all of that stuff that you're seeing in those Star Wars parks. I can even tell that this was used because of this guy. In Battle for Hoth, he was, like, tipped over, and I was like, hey, what's going on here? He's still fixing stuff, and he's knocked on his ass. So, yeah, MuFu Tee is the creator of the AT-AT Walker. And there it is. Beautiful. Really cool. So if you like Star Wars and you want to get your Star Wars fix, go follow MuFu Tee. He's also created the AT-ST. Very nice. Looks exactly the way it should. Amazing stuff. I believe a couple people have made the Millennium Falcon, but I think MuFu Tee's looks the best, especially this design here. I've seen other people that had the, what is it, the cockpit poking out the side, and it looked a little bit funky, whereas this one is really well detailed. However, this one, it comes in a 2-piece blueprint. I already unsubscribed to it because I'm not planning on building things, but essentially there's like all this detail that goes on the back, and you have to like plug it into the side. It's a little bit better than I showed there, but there's like a back side, and then there's a front side, because I guess he didn't have enough pieces to squeeze it all in. Yeah, it's 3,000 parts. So the whole front bit is like 2,000, and then you add in like 1,000 for the back bit. So this is probably my favorite Millennium Falcon that I've seen so far, and I'm wondering why the other Star Wars creators didn't use this one, because this one is by far the highest in detail that I have seen. Really well done. And the cockpit, like I said, is just spot on. Amazing. Next up is the Death Star. Now, I've seen this before, and in one of the last workshops, or when we were doing the Star Wars last week, there was a park I saw, and someone had recreated a perfect Death Star dome, and it had no Z-fighting / flickering going on. And you know, this one really needs some fixing up. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I feel like this thing has a lot of potential. The only problem with it is it's dancing so much, and that could easily be fixed. And I've seen some online that don't have that issue. So if you do use it, it's going to require a little bit of fixing, I think. So I had to bring it up there just because it's so prominent. It is a coaster, so we'll give it a ride. Do a mini coaster spotlight. Let's try this thing out. It's a launch coaster. It's going to take us around the Death Star. Little lasers here. Trim brakes and back in. Not the best coaster design. I feel like maybe because it is a torque, you probably could have gone straight up. The inversion could have been the whole sphere. That would have been cool if it went all the way up, got speed, went around, and did that a couple times. I think that would have really hit it home. Nonetheless, the design is amazing. It looks really cool. All right, next up is the Star Wars Igloo Shops plus Speeder. So this is like where Episode 4 or whatever, this is like Luke's home, but it's a hat shop instead. And really cool. Very reminiscent of Star Wars, like spot on. Little speeder bike here, which is really cool. And then we have a coffee shop on this side, and then a couple people fighting. Now we have the traditional X-Wing fighter. Beautiful. Nailed the colors. Little bits of red. The design is perfect. I don't know what's up with the kickstand. I think that's... I mean, it's a good idea. If you wanted to have like a space battle, all you have to do is delete that lag. Oh, I deleted something back there. Yeah, you just delete the lag and you're good to go. You can have that thing flying around your Star Wars map. It's perfect. Next up is the TIE Fighter. Can't have an X-Wing without a TIE Fighter. So if you want to have a space battle in Star Wars, all you have to do is put a couple lasers on the front. I don't even know what the front is. I think it's both the same, right? It flies either way. You can do a barrel roll and fly the other way. Such a crazy design, isn't it? Very good job. And that is all the Star Wars stuff. So quick recap. We got the TIE Fighter, the X-Wing, some, igloos, the Death Star, Millennium Falcon, AT-ST, AT-AT, a little crash site, and R2-D2. Bam! So quite a bit of Star Wars stuff if you want to get your Star Wars park on. Okay, now we're moving into the post-apocalyptic stuff / Fallout. And this has got to be my favorite out of the whole episode because I'm just a Fallout junkie. I really love Fallout more than I do Star Wars. And the detail gone into this, just the boarded up windows, things falling apart. It really looks like it got hit and it's been lived in and it's been repaired. It's beautiful. We even have this little attic area. Very neat. Little ladders and little bits all over it. Crashed over a chimney. Absolutely amazing. Even just the little touches making the telephone poles. Power lines. Really nice. I really love this stuff. I do. Amazing. I really am inspired by this, and I want to one day create more post-AP stuff. Maybe do a post-AP universe. I think that would be really fun. Next up is the post-apocalyptic gas station hat's fantastic. This is crazy. I really like these little gas pumps. They're really cool looking. We got the little sign here. It's supposed to say, I guess it just says out of order. It's missing letters and stuff. Water tank here. And then there's the little stalls that you see in Fallout. It's very reminiscent of Fallout. Some shelves and stuff, and a little Hat's Fantastic shop. Really cool. I love it. Next up is the post-apocalyptic radio telescope Chief of Beef. This is perfect. So iconic to Fallout. Nailed it. It looks amazing. And there's the Chief Beef. And I love, 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 love this little shack on the side. Just this overhanging awning, the little cloth draping over it. It's all boarded up. Using a little, what do you call them? Pallet for like a walkway. And yeah, it's just such a cool idea. This little walkway out here. Amazing. This is the post-apocalyptic atomic bomb toilet. So this is supposed to be dug into the ground with a little bit of water. I didn't do that, but you guys get the idea. And so it's the little atomic bomb, kind of like what you saw in Megaton from Fallout 3. And it's this just little radiation shack. And it's a toilet shop. I really like it. It's so cute and quaint. Next up is the post-apocalyptic Gulpy Energy Warehouse. So this is kind of like your Nuka-Cola facility. Instead of Nuka-Cola, it's Gulpy Cola. Really clever. And the design, it looks like a warehouse. It feels like a warehouse. The inside has warehouse scaffold going around, walkways. I mean, it's spot on. Really is. It's got all these little barrels and stuff inside. Some pumps. It's perfect. Really good job here. Next up is the post-apocalyptic Street Fox Coffee. I love me some coffee shops, guys. That's my most favorited shop in the game. It's my favorite mascot in the game. Anything foxy, I am absolutely in love with. I'm just a coffee addict. I drink coffee all day, every day. Even before bed, guys, I have a coffee. I love me coffee. You know, I've favored Foxy's racing track from Riddler Revenge. I've made a whole bunch of coffee shops myself. So this has got to be my favorite. It's so cute. It's so quaint. It has all these nice little details and touches to it. And yeah, I can't praise it enough. It's perfect. Street Fox Coffee, my favorite. And that's it for the post-apocalyptic stuff, guys. I'm sure there's some more in his Fallout map that he didn't save out as blueprints. So I highly recommend going and checking out his Fallout map. I did a park spotlight for that, which you can find on my channel. And they'll have links to it. Also, the links to his workshop will be in this video description. So you can go check out the Fallout Park and maybe take some post-AP stuff from that, because he did a vault and a whole bunch of other stuff. So next up is like the Egyptian stuff. So we have an Egyptian pyramid. Very nice. That must have been a little bit painful to do. We saw this in today's episode of Las Vegas Strip. If you haven't checked that out, go see it. It's essentially the exact same thing, but black. So next up, this one's a little bit cool. It's also strange because, okay, so I have to bring this up for MuFu Tee. He did a two-part blueprint. So it's the Tefnut Bringer of Life Part 1 and Part 2 log flume ride. So this whole area was Part 1, and then this whole little city area was Part 2. But instead of Tefnu, or whatever it's supposed to be, Tefna, he spelt it Nefnu. So you mistyped the spelling on this, and it literally took me like 10 minutes to find this thing. Because I typed in Bringer of Life, nothing came up. I typed in log flume, nothing came up. I typed in Tefnu, nothing came up. And I couldn't find it, and I had to manually search through all my blueprints. So you have a typo for this, and anyone who downloads this may want to try and remember that it starts with an N instead of a T. So a little bit of a typo error that you might want to fix. But nonetheless, this is really cool because this is a placeable ride. It's actually worth a ride spotlight, to be honest. I probably should have saved this as a ride spotlight, but whatever, you guys get to see it here. It's a bonus. We got this really cool little city here. It reminds me of something straight out of Diablo 2 or even Diablo 3. Just the way the buildings are. You got that nice isometric view. The buildings are pretty much constructed the same way they are in the Diablo universe, which is really cool. All these nice little walkways. I'm sure you could lead some paths through here for your guests to walk around, which would be very cool indeed. Yeah, it's really pretty. It's fantastic. There's nice little buildings, little station here. It goes around all these cool areas, and it goes even through the frickin' pyramid, which is amazing. And this is the entrance here. So we can give it a little ride. I'll speed it up though. This is supposed to be about the art, not really about rides, Workshop Wednesday. But once in a while we get the odd ride, and we give it a go. So why not? So this is the station. Goes back up into the building, which is kind of neat. Passes through this little city. And this is really neat here, going up into the pyramid. Gadoosh! Really awesome design. Very unique. It's not native to the Planet Coaster pieces. It's very out there and different. So I have another spotlight coming up that is also similar to this theme. So stay tuned and check that out, guys, because you'll start getting some really good ideas to make Egyptian style themes in the future. All right, moving on, we have the Egyptian themed gate, just kind of like a walkway slash park entrance thingy for rides and different stuff. Nice little bridge in here. Very cool. Then we have the Egyptian themed obelisk. Also really nice. And then we are finishing off with some random Roman stuff. So there's like a little Roman garden. And then this is Roman statue. And then we have the Roman fountain. And then we have two random things. Pirate Fort Shop's passageway. This is really cool. I love this Caribbean style building. Really nice. It's like a castle for the Caribbean style themes. The building looks really nice. Has all these cool little passageways underneath, and then there's some shops inside of here. Excuse me. And there it is. Really love this one. A little tower off to the side here. I can see if you put like a little bit of water going through here, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I love it. So if you're into those pirate themes, this is definitely a must-have. Speaking of must-haves, this is the Ride Skin Flying Dutchman, the Ship Swing to Victory. This is absolutely astonishing. It's built out of boats. It's like a big, giant, Neverland style fort straight out of Hook. I mean, this is so nice. You got a walkway going around, and it's a ride skin for the swinging pirate ship. So again, another must-have if you're building a Caribbean / pirate theme park. Really amazing stuff. So once again, everybody, our featured creator was MuFu Tee. Links will be down in the description below to his workshop. We got to look at some Star Wars, fantasy, post-apocalyptic, Egyptian, Roman, and pirate stuff. And I would have to say his Star Wars is going to be probably the most favorited, and I've seen a lot of people using that. So if you're into those Star Wars themes, come follow the link down in the description below to his workshop. Be sure to follow him and then subscribe to some of these items, because I look forward to seeing what you guys do with them in the future for other park spotlights. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Workshop Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this episode, please be sure to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more daily Planet Coaster content. And let me know what you guys think of MuFu Tee's workshop down in the comments below. All right, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye now.